on this week's Hot Scores, AVB and pragmatic managers, Alan Pardew's obsession with goalies and football ground food. Happy New Year from all of the Hot Scores team. Well, it is for Villa and Blackburn anyway. Well done both of you, fantastic victories over that festive period. We won't talk about any other results there. Andre Villas-Boas, he's the talk of the town again after a less than satisfactory display from Chelsea's defence and midfield and attackers against Villa. One of the biggest problems I see is that he has a vision of how football should be played and he's hell-bent on implementing it regardless of how compatible his players are. He came in, signed Romeo, Lukaku, Mata, and we can all see that that kind of system would naturally suit them. Luiz and Torres are bold too. John Terry is one dog who has clearly had his day, although pairing him up with Gary Cahill might revive him somewhat. If Chelsea can agree on personal terms, I mean, they're hardly a club that specialise in pastoral care. AVB clearly doesn't know what to do with the tools in his box when the chips are down. He isn't a pragmatic manager, he is too creative with tunnel vision, similar to the way that Wenger has played his cards out, but without the squad, youth academy or experience. So let's talk Italian, arch pragmatists. Quite a few of them know what to do with a set of average and ageing players. They know how to inject order and make every player on the field understand what is required of him to get a respectable result. Trapattoni is the king of it. You know, if Capello is stoic to the English pressure, he could get a good run at the Euros next year. And Ancelotti, he knows how to add a bit of flavour too. Moral of the story is, not every team or player in the Premier League is ready for fluidity and rotation. It will come though, but in the meantime, give me a 1-0 win and a back four as solid as marble any day. Well, we all know the transfer window is open again. Another sideshow for Sky Sports News. Alan Pardew, he is rumoured to want to sign another goalie, Dutchman Robin Rita, in the January transfer window. Tim Krul, Rob Elliott, Steve Harper and Swedish under-21 Ole Soderberg in the ranks. You have a good goalkeeping bench, Alan Pardew. You know, didn't you learn anything from when Gutierrez, Tiote and company were out injured? You need more backup men, you know that, Newcastle fans. Because from where I'm sitting, you're doing all right. Maybe, just maybe, Alan Pardew wants to own all the bargain Dutch goalkeepers, train them up and make a few quid. Maybe. I've heard that Pardew has got his eye on the versatile Borough defender Rhys Williams, so don't worry Newcastle fans, you won't have a squad full of goalies come January. Borough, they're doing alright as well in the Championship, aren't they? Joint top, although the lack of goals is a little bit worrying. Right, I'm going to have a look now at some snippets of transfer news that have really tickled me. The People reported that Liverpool are testing Aston Villa's resolve to hang on to Darren Bent. Right, Darren Bent?
A bit boring if you ask me, he doesn't really inspire me too much.
I think you need to look up in the world, Liverpool. Darren Bent?
Yeah.
That shows how old school Kenny Dalglish is, isn't he, if he's thinking about Darren Bent.
He likes the English. He likes the English, Douglas. He does.
Only Scott that does.
Well, I thought it was all onwards and upwards for the Reds, and now that Stevie Gerrard is back, and maybe Darren Bent could have a few pomegranate juices with Andy Carroll, bolster him up a bit, and teach him how to score some goals. And you know, here's how I see Bent. I think he's best when he's a big fish in a little sea, and Anfield is a bit of an ocean. So there you go, Liverpool fans, a compliment from Hot Scores.
Aww.
Put in the diary.
It's on camera now, it's on film. Modric to Chelsea, Modric to Chelsea. Any takers? Didn't think so. If Sky start that one up again, I'm going to bin my Virgin Media box. As if you want to go there now, Luca, stick with Harry. You might be a few grand shorter a week than if you're at Chelsea, but you'll be a lot happier and playing better football. Any players you would like to see your club snap up in the transfer window? Dave, who do you like? Anyone in particular?
Sarah Hot Scores, left back behind the goal.
All the old ones always the best. Well, have you got anyone you?
No, to be honest, I think January. There's never anyone good available really in January, so I'd rather wait till the end of the season.
I hope that Andy Carroll plays a bit better.
Yeah, well, bloody should do. 35 million.
Yeah.
Come on,
I'll go for Podolski, but apparently he just wants to centre Forward birth, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, we'll talk about this again in the summer. On transfers anyway, I'd be more inclined to go for loan signings, and they're far more likely to make an impact and impress. I've heard that Tevez might be going to Millwall. Verified rumour, as there are some subcultural similarities, don't you know? Going back now for the Hot Scores retrospective, I'm going to take a look at John Aldridge. I love John Aldridge with his dodgy moustache and furrowed brow. He actually looks a little bit like Father Ted, I think. Costing Liverpool 750 grand from Oxford in 1987 and scoring a flying header on his debut against Villa in February of that year. It must have been tough having the FA Cup final penalty saved by Dave Besom, but it didn't put Aldridge off scoring at all. It don't make him like him anymore. Before leaving for Sociedad in 1989, Aldo scored a penalty in the 9-0 demolition of Crystal Palace and threw his boots and shirt into the crowd. After a good spell in Spain, he went back to Tranmere Rovers as a player manager and scored 40 in his first season. He hung up his boots just before his 40th birthday and resigned from the Wirral club in the 2000-2001 season. Also put in a great shift for Ireland, and even had Jackie Charlton rucking with an official at USA 94 for not letting Aldridge on. John Aldridge, your life in a paragraph. Right, football, ground food and a bit of Twitter. Let's take a look at Brad Guzan's profile, B Guzan. Shay Given, being a ninja, has been a godsend for the friendly American, and he's really friendly. It doesn't really matter that Jogba's crap penalty wasn't saved, Villa back the points. Born in 1984, Brad Guzan was, and he signed at a sneeze for £600,000. His December hasn't been too sorry. Listen to Arsenal, United and Liverpool, no great shakes really. And he has a very strict retweeting policy, as do I. He will only retweet something if it is brilliant, not just because you ask. We're going to put you to the test now, Brad. Happy New Year to you, Mr. G. GT Performer 1984 wants me to talk about the price of Bovril and pies. They charge for Bovril? They shouldn't anyway. Pies, well, I'm not a huge fan of fatty pie, but if it's a good one, and I mean a good one, like when Jamie Oliver made a pie and dedicated it to the royal wedding. Did you see that? Did you see that on television?
I did actually.
You did? He said, well, Jamie said that if you make this pie and you feed it to your fella, you should expect a marriage proposal. It's that good.
How does he know that?
This is what he said. He loved this pie so much that, this pie was just a heart attack on a plate. He loved it so much. He's eating it going, oh, I think that if any girl that makes pie, going to get a proposal.
Well, yeah.
So,
No, a lot of time for Jamie Oliver. I don't,
that was a bit silly.
Yeah, I don't care what anyone says. Top man.
He's great. That's a bit sexist, isn't it, Jamie? Pies and marriage. Anyway, what makes you think that all girls just want to get married, eh? Right.
And not all blokes just want pies.
Anyway, good pie. I say it's got to be worth £3.54. And these poor football clubs are getting into so much debt. You know, they've got to make their money back somewhere, haven't they? Right, ground food. I want to hear your views on it. With my busy musician's lifestyle, I don't often get to go to games as much as I would like to. Lewis do amazing chips and have brilliant signs on offer. Dartford FC, friendly enough bunch, but the food is more touch up than gourmet burger. Chelsea, as far as I'm aware, they only serve sushi nowadays. Charlton have a wimpy counter. They serve John Smith's and Foster's. Dave, what did they do at Arsenal?
Well, I actually went to Charlton yesterday because Arsenal was so expensive.
And
had an awesome. No, I didn't.
They have nice pies, don't they?
Lovely curry pie at Charlton.
Ah,
Yeah.
big
Big that up,
pies.
yeah.
Okay then. so-
Serves his pony, but good pie.
No.
Yeah. Don't buy at Arsenal because won the lottery.
Right, I'm a bit hungry now. What have we got on the rider, boys? Anything nice? Right, I want to shout out to Pompey Swiss. Thanks for all the retweets and nice draw for yourselves against Leicester on Saturday. Also, I've had quite a bit of Liverpool chat today. We've got to keep our rail happy, haven't we?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
that's
hi.
right.
Hi to liverpoolway.co.uk. That's a top red site. There's so many of them, it's really hard to pick them out. Also, I'd like to shout to Rattle or Railtool, www.raotl.co.uk. It's a very funny site for Scouse lovers. I'm actually quite fond of Liverpool as a city. Played loads of gigs there, good laugh and lots of pubs that play decent music.
Jacaranda.
Yes, yeah, really good. Not the same old shite playlist that you get down here. Also want to say very, very well done to the N fanzine for finally getting their book out, proudly promoted by Sabotage Times. If you don't know, the N was a Liverpoolian terrace fanzine, styled and printed in punk art glory, commenting on music, politics, beer and football. John Peel was a huge fan, a legend in its own publishing. 20 years later, it has been printed as one complete volume, a cultural triumph, I would say. You can buy it on Sabotage Times. Also, I want to hit up Gavin, who runs Les Rose Beef. His site is all about Brits playing or coaching abroad. It really is quite brilliant. Gav, get well wishes to your son too. I hope he is out of hospital by the time we broadcast. Thoughts with you and the family. Right, big tune of the week for me is from Govind Bachchu, absolutely fantastic producer. It's a vintage Bollywood reconstruction with exceptional production. Truly amazing sounding tune. Duffly Vale, Duffly Barja, sorry if I got that wrong. Please feel free to correct me on Twitter. Love your sounds, Govind. Okay, that's Hot Scores over and out for another week, halfway through the football season now, and fast approaching our first anniversary. Right, my hag of the week, adding a bit of class to the proceedings, makes a change, eh? So pretty, so lovely, and a great actress as well. Downton Abbey's Jessica Findlay Brown.
Big up Jess, top girl.
Bit of class.